Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this week's video, I'm going to be doing another draw with me and my Hobonichi cousin for the week of January 30th through February the 5th. And like, what? How are we in February already? I think I heard whenever I was younger that as you got older, the weeks and the days kind of start to go by a little bit faster, which I didn't really believe because when I was younger, I thought, gosh, time is just going by so slow. But I think part of that is because you're in such a rush to kind of grow up. You don't really think about how quickly time passes. But it's actually true. You start hitting a certain age, like I'm going to say in your 30s. And mainly because I don't really have a frame of reference when it comes to like being in your 40s because I'm not quite there yet. But I will say that time is just flying by. These months just go by so quickly. I know that last week was kind of nuts. There were so many things going on in my household. I needed a lot of room to journal. This is why I've kind of opted to keep my doodles to the top of the page this week because I was journaling and I was running out of space for each page. And this is an A5 Hobonichi cousin, so it's actually a lot of room, but last week I just was running out of space and I did opt for several drawings last week that were a little on the larger side. So I was like, you know what? I could have utilized that to write. While I'm not going to be going into like adding additional pages or anything like that, I'm not trying to bulk up the planner like that at the end of the year. But so I thought, you know what, let's just go ahead and add some doodles to the top of the page. That way I can utilize the bottom. I did also opt to change the line where I divided it to directly in the middle rather than more to the left where the natural line was for your schedule in the Hobonichi cousin daily pages. So you might even notice that a little bit. Yeah, it's been really fun to kind of do these drawings on a weekly basis. It's been really fun to get into the habit of journaling. As I've mentioned before in another video, there would be times where I wanted to write things down. I wanted a memory keep. I wanted to get those things out off my chest, and I just never really did it. Sometimes I would just kind of try to make a mental note of it. And with my ADD, I just really couldn't. So this has been a nice change of pace for me. I really enjoy this. And, you do these things long enough, of course, it becomes habit. So that's what I was hoping for. And the structure of this journal is actually really helping with that as well because I don't want any empty pages. So therefore, I make it a point to make sure that I'm journaling on a daily basis. So back to the drawings though, I actually opted for landscape drawings and they were just like little neighborhoods, houses, tiny houses. I really didn't have an idea of what type of houses I wanted to include in it. I really wasn't wanting to put a lot of detail in it either. So that being said, I also want to preface by saying these drawings are just for fun. They're not meant to be super detailed or perfect. So if anybody feels like they need to be, sorry, move along. I don't know what to tell you. Oh, this one was actually my favorite one for this week because it was for in celebration of In Bulk, which is midwinter celebration. And there's a lot of things that I was looking forward to doing in celebration of that this week. So yay. So I thought that would be kind of cute, like a little fairy house or a little hobbit hole looking thing. Probably my favorite little doodle this week. So I was like, oh, that's so cute. And I actually think that that's actually one of the most important things about me doing these drawings is that I enjoy it and I like it. I'm putting it out there for fun because it is fun. And as long as it continues to be fun, then I'll continue to add the videos. I did have a pretty gnarly comment last week, which may not seem like a big deal to most people, but when you really get like 20 people watching your videos and somebody decides to go out of their way to comment something negative, just the hell with that. So I thought I just wanted to put that out there just in case that person comes back. Hey, these are just for me and it's not that big of a deal if somebody doesn't like it. Like I said, I'm having fun with it, so that's really all that matters. Not to really put like a negative spin on some of this stuff, but whatevs, dude. Go about your business. Live and let live, Oh, before I forget, these were actually really fun too because it kind of reminded me of beach houses. I would never probably paint my house pink. Not really bashing on anybody that chooses to do that. But that's kind of what it reminded me of. Whenever we go down to the coast or we go to another beach or whatever, some of the houses are always like these really fun colors. And I actually really like that. When I was a kid, I really wanted a turquoise house. So my mom was like, we don't really do that unless you're, on a coastal property or something like that. And I was like, I don't get it because I love that. I love when people color their house like these really funky colors. I know that some of the HOAs don't really approve of that, but you know what? They can kick rocks. Who cares? paint your house whatever you want to paint it. But I just thought that that was kind of fun. One of the other things that I was having a blast with was probably the cityscapes, you know, so I thought that that was kind of cute. Little buildings, imagining little people living in these places and stuff. And see what I mean? Like, I'm just trying to have fun with it. So you might even notice right here, I'm not really coloring inside the lines. I'm not really kind of sticking to the drawing, really. I'm just kind of messy, coloring things in. And that's kind of what I was talking about, is like some of these lines are not going to be perfect. I didn't erase all of the pencil. Some of it I even just kept in there for detail work, even though I'm not really trying to add a lot of detail. It's just meant to be fun. So that's kind of what I'm doing here, and that's why I like it. I really want to see what it looks like, though, at the end of the month, at the end of the year, how cool it's going to be to kind of flip through all that. I've kind of considered it on a monthly basis, but we'll see, just depending on how long I stick with this type of thing. Anyways, I'm not doing any of my planning in the Hobonichi Cousin. I've kind of figured out my system, kind of working with it the last few weeks. I had initially made my decision as far as my planner stack, and so I'm doing my best to kind of make that work for me. So that being said, you know, I've mentioned in the last video that I have moved back into a B6 common planner, which I will be doing a plan with me video this week. So I hope you guys are interested in seeing that, because it's coming. And I also wanted to do a couple of reviews. Oh, and you know, ADD, sorry. But this was also another really fun drawing for me. These were the tiny houses. I have been obsessed with tiny houses for the last like 8 years, not even kidding. I've watched every video that you could possibly imagine on how to build your own, and I was so obsessed with it. I was really trying to convince my husband that we needed to live in one. He was like, you know what, maybe that's more of a thing that we do when all of the kids are gone. So my son is going to be like 18 this year. So I'm like, so we're going to get a tiny house, right? And he's just like, I don't know, man. You have a lot of crap. But I don't know. You know, what would I do without my husband, you know, kind of catering to some of my ADD whims? I don't know. But I thought these were fun. I thought these were cute. And I was like, oh, look, little tiny houses on wheels. So yeah, that was a little side note. So I apologize if it's kind of all over the place today. I'm just in a really good headspace. I'm in a really good mood. Just, you know, some days it's just like that, and that's good. I'm kind of taking advantage of it. I'm enjoying the process. I'm enjoying my day, and I'm already trying to think of new themes for next week. I think I might go through and actually plan out several for the next coming month and see what I come up with. And like I said in the last video, if you guys can think of a theme that you would like to see on the channel, just let me know in the comment section down below. Oh, before we go, though, let's go ahead and talk about some of the supplies that I use for this. Of course, I will list them in the information section down below, so in case you're interested in checking out any of those. For the most part, I've been using my Tombow dual brush letter pens. I did have one mild liner that I used from the neutral pack, and of course, I was using a Zebra Sarasa clip in 0.38 for the line work. So again, I will post those links down below. Or you can check out my Amazon storefront, which is also listed down below as well. And that's pretty much it as far as supplies go, unless you count the pencil, you know. But you could use really any pencil. I don't think that there's really a specific one that isn't going to do the job that any other pencil can't do. So also, another quick side note, if you made it this far into the video and that cat hair has been driving you crazy at the top of the screen, yeah, it's been driving me crazy too. So that was just another quick side note. So I think that's going to be it for this video this week, guys. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. If you have any other additional questions or comments, please leave them there as well. If you haven't already started to follow me on Instagram or any other social media, I have those links listed as well. And now just for the final flip through. So again, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will catch you on next week's video. Later.